If you're looking for another great podcast to listen to after this one, I'd like to recommend SheMD. SheMD is on a mission to change the world of women's health by educating one woman at a time with the knowledge and expertise to be her own health advocate. Sadly, a lot of women's health concerns aren't taken seriously, and even more, health research that includes women is still not standard today. So you need to be your own advocate. Each episode of SheMD features conversations with high-profile guests and medical specialists offering empowering knowledge and advice. From fertility and PCOS to mental health and menopause, SheMD tackles all the major health concerns, all from the lens of a woman. Check out SheMD wherever you get your podcasts today.
This is The Planted Runner. I'm Coach Claire Bartholic. It's no surprise that many runners are extremely goal-oriented. We love to put a race on the calendar and plan every run with the idea of doing better than ever on the big day. But what if I told you that the goal that you're after might actually be harder to achieve if you focus on it too much? Or that if done the wrong way, goal setting can even set you up for failure? While I love big, scary goals, and I'll tell you why in just a few minutes, they are kind of like a wet bar of soap. The tighter you hold on to them, the easier they can slip away. So what's the best way to have big goals, yet hold them loosely, and then actually achieve them? Let's find out. Welcome to The Planted Runner. I'm Coach Claire Bartholic, and my mission is to help you improve your running, your mindset, and your life with science-backed training and plant-based nutrition. On today's show, we'll explore the practice of effective goal setting. We'll go over how goal setting is necessary, yet not enough, how a results-oriented focus can keep you from getting the results you want, and we'll look at better ways to set running goals that you can actually achieve, rather than just circling a race date in the future and then dreaming about it. If you've just run a big race this season and you're taking some downtime to reassess where your running is going right now, this is the perfect time to reflect and plan a new running cycle where you are in control of your success each and every day. Don't forget to stay tuned all the way to the end of the episode for another Mental Strength Minute. Fortify your mind in 60 seconds or less. One of the beautiful things about running is that there is a clear way to measure progress. You either run faster or farther than before, or you don't. Hard work and consistency transforms into a dopamine rush of accomplishment and pride. Once you feel the reward for all your suffering and sacrifice, you naturally want more, and to get it, you need to do it all over again, but better. So you set a new goal, and maybe it goes something like this. Let's say you want to run faster than 2 hours in the half marathon, and your last half came in around 2 hours and 10 minutes. You know you can run 2 hours for the half if you just try a little harder and have a really good training block. Your last race was maybe a little hot, a little hilly, your fueling might not have been perfect, and your legs definitely felt tired at the end. But you really, really want that sub 2, and you know you can get there if you just set your mind to it. Positive thinking works wonders, right? So you start off your training cycle with your first run, and you're feeling determined. Maybe you run a little faster on your easy day because you tell yourself you're fitter than before, and therefore your easy runs should be a little faster than before. Never mind that your breathing is a little heavy or you feel a little extra tired when you're done. You are getting your goal no matter what. Then your speed days come along. You've bumped up your paces to match that sub 2 goal that you want, and your first workout is a killer. But you do it. You're super proud of yourself, but wow, that was super hard. But hey, that's what fast running is supposed to feel like, right? No pain, no gain, or something like that. Then your next easy day comes along, and for some reason, it just does not feel easy. It actually feels pretty hard. Trying to keep the same pace up that you did earlier in the week takes some real concentration. But again, you get through it, knowing that you must be getting faster, right? You're getting closer to that sub 2 goal for sure. Or are you? This pattern can repeat for days, weeks, or even months, but inevitably at some point, something will break down. Maybe it will be physical. By running faster than your current fitness and not taking your easy days truly easy, you are at a high risk of overtraining and injury. On the other hand, maybe the breakdown will be mental. When every run you do is a struggle, the joy of running slowly slips away. Motivation to wake up at 5 a.m. to go bang out another torture session will quickly evaporate. You might decide that it's not even worth it and give up completely. Or perhaps neither of these things happen and you do make it to the starting line convinced that you will finally get that sub 2. You have done everything you can think of to get your prized time and you go for it. Months and months of training have prepared you for this huge moment and then something goes wrong. Many things go wrong, actually, and you cross the finish line well past 2 hours and you are devastated. You start to think that you're just too old to get faster. You missed your chance to get your big dream and you wonder how you can motivate yourself to do this all over again. I promise you, there is a better way. And I know this because I have been there myself. My big scary goal was breaking 3 hours in the marathon, and no amount of positive thinking was going to get me there. I missed the mark over and over again, and it took a complete overhaul of how I thought about goal setting to finally get me there. I'll tell you all about that right after this.
I don't know about you, but those heavy, ugly plastic jugs of laundry detergent make no sense to me. You're paying for mostly water, they take up a ton of room in your laundry room, and then you toss the huge plastic jug in the recycling. And did you know that 500 million of those bottles end up in landfills and oceans every single year? That's why I made the switch to Earth Breeze laundry sheets. They come in plastic-free packaging, take up almost no space, and you're not wasting your money paying for watery detergent. It's an easy way to get clean clothes without all that plastic waste. Get 40% off with your subscription at earthbreeze.com/plantedrunner. That's earthbreeze.com/plantedrunner.
Welcome back to The Planted Runner. I'm Coach Claire Bartholic. Race time goals are great because they give us a North Star, something to aim for. But in reality, we're not entirely in control of whether we can achieve them or not. So many things that we can't control all play a big part in the outcome of the race, like weather, hills on the course, our shoes becoming untied, logistical issues, and so much more. Even our physical fitness itself is not entirely up to us. We can get sick or injured, or perhaps there's something in our genetics that prevents us from adapting quickly to training. The time you finish a race is an outcome or a result of the conditions that you encountered on race day. Yes, there are certainly a lot of things that you can control that will influence the result, but even the pros can't tell you exactly what will happen on race day. My best advice is to go ahead and sign up for that race, circle it on the calendar, dream of a finish time that seems a little bit scary but still on the edge of realistic, and then forget about it. Instead, focus on the smaller process goals that will actually lead to results that are 100% in your control. Process goals are task-oriented, not results-oriented. These are the things that you do every day, the actions, not the results. So what are the actions that you need to take to get closer to the chance of your dream result? The metaphor that I like to use is building a house. Start by dreaming up that beautiful house that you would like to build. Go ahead and fill in the details of exactly what it should look like and how happy you'll be once it's done. This is your big result goal. Now start thinking about all the bricks that you need to lay one by one in order to build that mansion. Because you can't build a house without thinking about all the little actions you need to do every day to get there. So what are your bricks for getting that sub-2 half marathon? The first brick is always consistency. Just showing up and doing your runs is the number one way to get better at running. The next brick is slowing down your easy runs. You don't prove your fitness on easy days. Pace doesn't matter on easy days. It only matters to your ego. Let it go and run slow. Running anything faster than conversational pace on an easy day can quickly spiral your training way off track. Ironically, it can be what causes you to end up racing slower. Maybe the next brick for you is getting in your strength training. Strong runners are faster runners, and they're less injury prone. What about making sure your speed days are truly challenging, but yet you're not redlining? Some runners doubt their fitness or fear injury, and they run too slow on speed days, while others swing for the fences each and every time. The sweet spot is in the middle. Think challenging but doable. There's always one rep left in you, but you wouldn't actually want to run one more. Another brick is fueling. How are you fueling your runs before, during, and after? Are you practicing your race fueling plan often? If you haven't already gotten it, you can get my free Ultimate Fueling Guide for Runners at theplantedrunner.com/join. It will tell you exactly what to eat and drink on every kind of run. You can download it for free at theplantedrunner.com/join. How about recovery? Are you truly getting enough rest, sleep, and stress reduction to run your best? What small thing can you do every day to recover just a little better? Setting up these process goals or bricks means that you have to take some time to really identify the steps it will take to actually achieve your larger result goal. You're not just going to chuck a bunch of bricks into a pile and hope they magically turn into a mansion. Hopefully, you'll get a blueprint and learn what it's really going to take. Then you'll strategically build your dream house. When laying the bricks becomes a habit, you can gradually add more bricks every day, and this is where things start to get really good. Improvement starts to happen naturally without it being forced. When you lay your brick for the day, you feel a small sense of accomplishment every day instead of saving all of that for race day. You might even start to enjoy training for its own sake rather than for that momentary flash of excitement. Outcome goals focus on a specific milestone that might be out of your control. The truth is, even if you are 100% dedicated to a goal, you might hit unforeseen obstacles that stop you in your tracks. Runners who focus on the process also tend to be able to grow and recover better mentally after a bad race or a bad workout. If you view racing or even your weekly speed days with a pass-fail mentality, you're missing out on the opportunity to learn from your mistakes and celebrate what you did right to improve next time. Another benefit of process goals over outcome goals is that process goals tend to last longer. If you want to be a runner for life, running fast in a half marathon that one time is not going to get you there. In my own running story, I was laying all of the bricks and then some. I was doing all the right things while trying to ride the razor's edge of doing absolutely as much as I could without falling apart. When I crossed the finish line in a heartbreakingly close 3 hours and 29 seconds, I knew I had to let it go. Not of my dream, but my obsession with it. I knew I didn't need to get fitter to get my goal. I needed to do less. I needed to work with the fitness that I'd already built to become more comfortable with it and more confident in it. So I pulled down my weekly mileage by about 20% and even dropped one speed day a week. Instead of riding the line, I rode the wave. This allowed me to complete hard workouts with lots in reserve. The extra recovery built muscle and speed instead of breaking it down. By doing less, I became more. And when I let go of the fear and impatience and truly trusted the process, I finally got just what I wanted. Understanding the importance of process will build the foundation to make you a lifelong runner. And not to mention, it's the best way to get to your dream goals at the same time. And now it's time for the Mental Strength Minute. Fortify your mind in 60 seconds or less. Today's topic is compartmentalize. One thing elite athletes are excellent at is compartmentalization. When the pros line up at the start, they've got their game faces on. They're not thinking about their emotions, their friendships with the runners next to them who are now competitors, or problems they may have had in the training block. They are able to set everything else aside and execute their race plan. Compartmentalization is simply a temporary technique of organizing your emotions so you can focus on the task at hand. To get good at it, take some time to journal what kind of emotions might affect your running and practice setting them aside before all of your hard runs. It's not about suppressing your emotions forever, but rather allowing yourself to return to them when the task at hand is over. When done right, compartmentalization can bring you clarity and focus to execute when it counts. Thank you for listening to The Planted Runner, part of the Evergreen Podcast Network. Don't forget that you can win free access to one of my Sprint Session masterclasses just for writing an Apple Podcast review. So be sure to write yours right after your run today. Reviews are the #1 way to boost this show's reach, and it's a great way to tell me what you'd like to hear next because I read every single one. Have a great run today.
Sports stars. They're like superheroes. but they're actually real.
Which is why we've made a podcast about them. You see,
they've all got a story.
But too many of these stories were cut short.
Kobe Bryant,
Payne Stewart,
Flojo,
Phil Hughes,
Justin Fashanu.
We're writing episodes about all of them.
And sadly, many more.
Death of a Sports Star, a new series from Crowd Network.